Hello there. Recently had a student request some Led Zeppelin music. Whole Lotta Love was one of the songs we covered, and she had brought it to my attention that this song was played with a pick, and she is absolutely correct. So we're going to play this with a pick. I'm using a Dunlop 2.0 millimeter flow pick, which is a little bit smaller than a typical pick. The one I have behind it is a 1.0 millimeter full-size pick. I really like these for picking things on a bass. I get a different tone. Here's the 1 millimeter. I feel like that's a little weak. I can get probably more dynamics with it, but I get a very consistent feel with this one. How do I hold the pick? When I hold the pick, it's really cradled into the thumb like that, and either supported with the pointer finger or the pointer and the middle finger. I probably use this more often, but sometimes I use this. And the idea is to keep it flexible but firm in between your support finger and your thumb. Firm enough that it's not going to fly out, and flexible enough that it can move back and forth as you pick through the string. Now, if the pick does fly out every so often, you're on the right track to holding the pick properly. Just increase the firmness a little bit. Now my technique comes from my thumb, sometimes a little bit, so it's my thumb kind of pushing and pulling back up. Sometimes it's a little bit of wrist, sometimes a little bit of arm you might see in there too, but it's those three steps. Think of thumb, wrist, arm, or some flexible combination of the three until you get a good feel for it. Theory, technique, and rhythm. This song is mostly technique and rhythm, so we'll get the theory out of the way right away. There are three main target notes. You have an E note at the 7th fret of the 3rd string from the ground. So I go 3 strings from the ground, that's my A string. I go to the 3rd dot from the headstock, that's my 7th fret. Boom, there's my E note. The next note is its perfect 5th, which is B, but I'm going to play an octave lower, so it's like a 4th below that E. B at the 7th fret of the 4th string, or the E string. My last target note is going to be D, which is going to be at the 5th fret, or the 2nd dot of string number 3, or the A string. So I got my B, D, and an E. B, D, E. It's kind of like in a triangle if you look at it. This is used in a lot of blues music and rock-based music. And you notice on the left hand that technique-wise I'm using the groove range, or the 3-fret range that's been developed from upright players. The idea is I'm not overextending my ring finger to reach up to that note. I'm using my ring finger, but adding my pinky as like an extra support to make sure I get a firm note, so I don't get that farty sound. Try it in your playing. It makes it much easier on the hand in the long run, especially if you're playing a really long set or for a long period of time. Alright, so the theory behind this is it's all kind of based around E. So it's E, its perfect 5th, which is B, and E's dominant 7th, which is D. You can also look at D as the minor 3rd of B, but that's pretty much all the theory that goes into this, because it's really just based around those 3 notes. Alright, so our ultimate goal is to play this line at 89 beats per minute. I'm going to put on a metronome. Hopefully you can hear it through my microphone, and hopefully it's relatively in time between my direct bass and the microphone picking it up. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our goal, but we're going to go step by step to rhythmically and technique wise get you where you want to be. So I'm going to bring in at the very start of the song, which the bass comes in after the guitar, but it gets introduced with the B to the D note, and it's going to look a little something like this here. Alright, so I'm hitting that B note, I'm hitting that D note. Now, basic technique would say play a down and an up, because it's a little 16th note into an 8th note. Or technically it's 2 16th notes, but we'll dig into that later. So I could use a down on the B note, or down on the 4th string, and up on the 3rd string. And it's where it's placed. So I have a couple rests there, and my count is really just going to go 1, 2, 3, and E and. I encourage you to try it with the alternate picking, but also when I dig into the song, I sometimes use downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, and E and. So to get to that point, I'm going to start it at 60 beats per minute and just find that starting point. 1, 2, 3, and E and. 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 Okay, bump it up a little bit. I'm going to go to somewhere around 75, 78 beats per minute. Then we'll go 76. 1, 2, 3, and E and. 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 And if it's too fast to go from 60 to 76, at your own metronome and try it at different tempos in between. Then we'll go to our ultimate goal, which is going to be 89 beats per minute. So I believe that's where the song is, according to the interwebs and my own tapping count. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and E and. 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 Now you notice I did a mixture of down and up and down and down. Try it both ways. So once we get to the ultimate goal, you'll base it off of feel and also off of tonal qualities, whether you want to use a down up or a down down. It's good to know both. Now that we got that part under wraps, let's get into the main meat of the grooves. All right, so now our first goal on the main body is to play this part right here, just pulsing on the 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it the same exact way. I'm going to start off at 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And you notice that symbol there is a downstroke symbol. So you'll see that again throughout these exercises. Here I got a 74. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And the ultimate goal of 89. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you can find that groove, we're good to move on to the next part. Next part is I'm going to bring in some 16th note dead notes. So dead notes are just that. You're hitting the string, but you're not necessarily getting a pitch. Now you can accomplish this with a loose left hand that's just lightly touching the strings. You can bring it in with the palm of your right hand, lightly touching the strings. You can also do a combination of both to ensure that you're going to get a dead note. And these are usually marked by X's, which you'll see up here. So we got our X's up there. So here I'm going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now you notice the new symbol that kind of looks like a V. That's the universal symbol for an upstroke. So I'm going to go down, up, 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 down, up. Main reason being is if I go fast, I can go really fast with that. But if I do all downstrokes, it gets kind of labored and your picking hand will get tired. So you utilize the alternate picking. All right, so if I play this one at 60 beats per minute, 1, 2, ready, go. That's 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Some people call it taka-demi, taka-demi, taka D mi, taka D mi, taka D mi, taka D mi, taka D mi. But you gotta feel that. And it's cool, it's a rhythm placer. It's all 16th notes. So that's 60. Let's bump it up to 75-ish. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Cool. And then the ultimate goal, 89. 1, 2, ready, go. Our next goal is bringing another non-dead note on the of every beat. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and kind of creates this galloping rhythm. So here I'm just going to focus this one time on where to place that. So it'd be 1 E and 2. Now if you notice, it's a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to move it up to 89. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now if you found that tough without the dead notes, that's a good thing because you're going to want the dead notes in this song. So we'll bring those in next. The dead notes along with the placement of the singing notes. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and in time with the metronome. 2, ready, go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and... Okay, bumping it up, 75 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, go. 1. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, hopefully it's feeling comfortable. Now we're going to make this riff a little bit dirtier by bringing in some unison notes. So on that E, I'm going to bring in the low open E string with it. I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so unison notes are the same pitch note. They don't have to be in the same octave, but they're not really harmony. They're just perfects. So I'm hitting 2 E notes at the same time, a low E and the next higher octave E. So I'm bringing this into the mix. So this allows me to get a little bigger and a little sloppier with my pick. Now if you're worried about going too far, my left hand in its muting technique is relaxed enough that it's blocking out the 2 strings closest to the ground. So if I get really big with my pick, I'm still only hearing the 2 notes that I want. So stay relaxed, stay cool, stay focused. I'm going to bring it down to 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, go. That's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and... Okay, do the same thing at 70 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a... Okay. Now you notice probably when I play, you see my head bobbing? I usually tap my foot, bob my head, get some part of my body to feel the rhythm to assist my picking hand. So it's not all on its own. It's got a whole buy-in from all of me, if that makes sense. Now to play the main riff, it's really a one measure pattern, and it's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a E, and we bring in that intro back in. Now in that intro, I might hit the D in unison, meaning I'm hitting that 5th fret of the 3rd string from the ground, which is D, and the open D. Now this is an actual unison where they're the same pitch, but if I hit just this fretted D or this open D, you hear a tonal difference, and when you put them together, you get kind of a chorusing effect because your pick's going to hit one before the other. This is where we can really utilize that upstroke versus the downstroke. Which one's being hit first, the open note or the fretted note? And this is where you can determine what kind of tone you want out of this thing. I kind of like the down versus the up. Not too much of a difference. And again, if you don't hit both notes at the same time, it's still going to sound awesome. And it looks like this. Now you notice at the tail end, I did not put picking directions on this because I'm going to leave that to your discretion, whether you use a down or an up. At 60 beats per minute, it's going to sound a little something like this. 2, ready, go. That's 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a E and 1 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a E and. Two, ready, go. One, two, ready, go. Contrary to what some other people might say, use a metronome, then take the metronome away, and you'll have it kind of burned and seared into your brain. Let some part of your body feel the rhythm as well too. Whether it's your head nodding, your hips swaying, your foot tapping. And typically I'll use my left foot because if I'm sitting down, this is on my right leg. I don't want this bouncing all over the place necessarily. Pick grip is important. Feel is important. Firm but loose. Groove range, stay relaxed. So if I'm bouncing that note, I'm not bringing that far off the string. Okay, and added security by muting it with your right hand as well. And you got it. All right, so till the next time, have fun with it, and leave me some feedback, requests, anything of that nature.